Subscribers, your video is ready. Hello, LGBTQ plus DL men, women who strictly love us and support us. And if you don't identify with any of those labels, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. And that's on Mary having a little lamb and 3 little foxes. Anyway, I am watching the interview with Shannon Sharp and Amanda Seales. And she said something that was very interesting during her interview. And I'm looking for, okay, I found something that I'm looking for. Hold on. I was having an experience, right? And I just thought that Mercury, the after effects of Mercury retrograde was just coming back to be a bitch. But I realized that as a medium, I always receive signs like continuously. And a lot of times I think as a medium, we are here to, or not here to do this specific thing about what I'm going to speak about, but it's more or less like we just realize just it's a part of the awakening or journey of being a medium, is that you discern whether the message is for you or for someone else. But I think that for me, I had an experience because my cousin came to South Carolina from New Jersey, and his mom was there, and she was sitting at the table. And if you don't know, you know now that there are 2 houses. There's this family house, and then there's the other house. But we stopped having gatherings at this house that I'm in currently because the water hadn't been on in the house for a while, and it's just, anyway. His mom was at the table, and she said, there was a message. There was a message that I needed to leave, and it came through her. It was a message that came through her. And I left. And then when I came back, because I just came back, I was like, I wonder, is this actually a message for me? So I left, and then I came back. And I realized that I was catching the end part of a conversation that was about not working and stuff like that, or something about not paying bills. So Spirit was basically not wanting me to be affected by that conversation because I was at such a high vibration. Spirit was wanting me to continue that vibrational high, to continue feeling the good energy that I was feeling. And so when I heard Amanda Seales speaking about, she said something about going Super Saiyan, right? And her experience at the Black Grammys party. And I would just want to say that I've always been intrigued by Amanda Seales in a way. Even when she had her conversation with Tabitha Brown, she spoke about Tabitha Brown being, she said, she told Tabitha that she was a witch, and Tabitha was like, no, I'm not a witch. But I think that us that connect on that vibrational awareness that we are spiritually enlightened, or God is there with us, the universe is there with us, we have to be aware that we are energetic beings or spiritual beings. And so I think that, I also want to say this too. I was also receiving a message that I am here to guide people and to teach people. So I felt that what better time to speak about this than now. And also I had a message from one of the comments that said, do a commentary. So I guess this would be like a commentary. Girl, I ain't even clean up for real, because usually, I try to clean up and stuff, and you say I got my hair, I guess you could say my hair is baking, because it's getting ready to be. Anyway, I'm excited because I understood that the messages, were pertaining to her, right? And how I truly know that the message is needing to be delivered is because I made a candle, and my little brother I gifted him a candle, and Spirit was telling me, no, don't gift it yet. And I gifted my cousin, I gifted her a candle, and she said the word, she is an alpha male, because the candle was scented in a more masculine scent than it was a women's scent. And it's a body oil candle. If I haven't, and I don't think I said it in another video. But anyway, the candle was named Kakarot, like the Super Saiyan Kakarot, and she said something about she said something about going Super Saiyan outside of the party. And although I had two candles, two Kakarot candles. I want to say that the oil that the candle was scented with was Baccarat. And that's why I named the candle Kakarot, because it just seemed fitting for it. But a lot of times I have these experiences where I start to create things about things that haven't really came out yet. And really, I want to say I created these candles because they will be curated 2 weeks on the 29th of April. So yeah, 2 weeks ago, or whenever I did the video with my family members on my dad's side, my dad's family, whenever I did that video, I had made the Kakarot candle kind of like a day after. So anyway, I know that this message is somewhat tailored, not somewhat, but it is tailored to Amanda. And what I can say is that I'm not all the way through the video yet. I'm 24 minutes and 8 seconds, and the video that I'm watching is 45 minutes and 59 seconds. And I'm not sure if this is like the full entire thing, but I thought that this is important to speak about because the energy that I received from Amanda is kind of like this person that truly advocates for themselves and sticks up for themselves. And she said, I heard her soul say, "For sick," or something like that. And the number 44, how I see the number 44 is, some people see it as unconditional love, but the number 4 itself can also represent hard workers. They can be hard workers. The life path can be like hard workers and work hard. So a lot of times when I see 4, I notice it as like a number that works for work. And then I heard, she said after that, depression. And so the message that I receive to deliver to people who have this maybe same experience about feeling like they have to advocate in a way for themselves, or feeling like this is what I want to say. I had a message maybe a couple days ago about the universe doesn't want you to work hard, it wants you to work smarter. Not smart, not smarter. The universe doesn't want you to work hard, it wants you to be at ease. And so a lot of times when we aren't able to get into certain spaces, it's because there are energies in those spaces that need to be removed before we can get into those spaces. Or we aren't getting into those certain spaces because we are at such a vibrational high that if we enter those spaces, it would disrupt the natural flow of where we are energetically. So I've noticed a lot with Amanda is that her energy, I wouldn't say combative, but she's one of those energies that's just like, ain't now nigga, ain't now hoe go tell me, that I can't be where I know I should be. And it's not that you shouldn't be there. It's just that in that moment, you are already where spirit wants you to be. You are already energetically in alignment with where spirit is wanting you to be. So I'm going to continue to watch more of the whole thing, and then I'll come back. But that's what I wanted to say for right now.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way.
All right, so I don't think that this is the full show or conversation with Club ShayShay, but I am going to just on this section. It says Amanda Seales done protecting Issa Rae and talks about Issa not empowering women. Club ShayShay. So I'm going to talk about the section where Amanda is explaining that she said it doesn't feel good. And for some reason, I was looking between 30 minutes and 35 minutes about what she was speaking about. She was speaking about how she didn't really enjoy being perceived in a way that just wasn't true to who she is. Oh yeah, I had put on some another press on nails. Remember that I am going to be doing press on nails, hopefully for my collection here on YouTube. But anyway, let's get back into the topic or the conversation. Amanda was speaking about how she didn't like to be perceived in a certain way that she was being perceived, right? And she also sort of spoke about how people need to change how they experience themselves or how they experience the soul. And what I want to say is that experiencing yourself, a lot of people think that, I wouldn't say that. It can be difficult to experience yourself. I mean, until you truly understand the complexity of it. But what I can say is that, and I hope that I can find that part. Hold on. I think it was when Issa Rae and her, like Amanda took Issa to have dinner or something like that. And it was after the her being upset and things like that. And I think that that is the difficult part about experiencing ourselves, because we sometimes don't realize that we're experiencing ourselves in a way. We're experiencing our reflection. And how let's bring your awareness to this, right? You call this, did you call him an indigenous nigga? Like, what did you call him? It was something with nigga. Like, you basically thought that you were empowering this man by calling him the N-word and whatever you had said before that. And I remember the conversation, but I just don't remember the word from word, right? Word for word, or the exact wording that was used. But it just made me think about the experience that I had with my brother, when my brother was calling me. He was like, "What's good, nigga?" He's like, "You don't know me, nigga? Like, you don't know me?" And when he was saying it, I was in this place, in the thought process of spiritualism and understanding that how we allow people, what we allow people to call us, and how we experience people and the way that they view us. Nigga was not true for me at that moment. And how I overcame that, and it was a journey, is that I realized that that's just how he's perceiving me. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to disagree with it. But I understood. There was awareness that I understood that that's just how he is. Yeah. And I can have a conversation with him and tell him, like, bro, I was just in a place of not wanting to be called that. And that would have been it. But I think that here, of course, maybe he went kind of far to say something and not be able to have an adult conversation with Amanda. But I think that when it was time for Amanda to experience something similar and be perceived in a way, like when Issa called her, she called, what did she say? She said, "You can be kind of something." Hold on. Revolutionary nigga is what she called him. What she called the guy. Amanda thought that it was okay to call the guy nigga because they say nigga on the show. And again, he's playing a character, so in his true self, his true energy, he doesn't see himself as that, in that way. So she said that Issa told Amanda that she did have a tone, like she does have a tone. And here's the thing, I learned a lot by allowing people to feel how they feel, express themselves truly, and allowing that to be their truth, and not being combative towards how they feel, because we have no control over how people perceive us. And it also keeps us from being emotionally I wouldn't say you wouldn't be emotionally sensitive to those things, but you just learn how to allow it to be what it is, and not take it to heart, not to feel it so intensely when it's being said. Like, oh, that's just how they feel. That's their truth. It doesn't have to be true for me. And really, I have to say anything about it, because that's just how they feel. But I think that um in this experience, I want to say to Amanda, all of her feelings are valid, just like the guy's feelings. His feelings are valid. But I think for Amanda, she wanted him to be able to come to her and say, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with you calling me a nigga." And that would have kept her from feeling like, "Oh, I should have called you a bitch ass nigga." And you know what? I had this conversation with Avery Wilson after the Greenville show at the Wiz, and I just kind of asked. I kind of felt as if, are black people able to be black in media? Like, when we say these things that aren't intentionally meant to be negative, they're more of empowering. Because I mean, the N word, the nigga, we use that as an empowering word, but at the same time, some people have understood the truth of how it is, I guess, the meaning in a way. And so with Amanda, and here's the thing, I've always saw how the way that we can manifest. When they say you can manifest by acting like you already have what you want, correct? So I've always been kind of fearful of acting, because I've realized that if you play a character of something, aren't you in some ways also manifesting it? Like, manifesting the character that you're playing. And I think that the universe understands that we are playing a character, but they also understand that there's divine truth to the universe. For example, and I said this like in the beginning of creating this channel, is that if you look for one of my videos, I spoke about Red Fox. The guy that used to Red Fox. The guy that used to fake his Sanford Fox, or he used to fake the heart attacks in the show. And so the reason that I brought that up is because Amanda said that her character on Insecure didn't have friends, or was known to not have friends. And so just think about that for a second, and think about what you're manifesting. And think about also how Issa Rae said that she saw Amanda as her character. I forgot to speak about this before I started the conversation in the previous section of the video, but I had wanted to say that if you are new to this channel or whatever, I identify as a psychic medium. So yeah, I have the gift of clairs, and if you aren't understanding what I'm talking about, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, just the ability to connect to the divine and allow my body to be used as a vessel to understand the energies on the planet. And so, with that being said, I think I would kind of wrap up this conversation about this portion of Amanda Still's interview is that what I have saw, or what I think that could help her on her journey, or to guide her to a morning, like good morning, or she's maybe mourning. Anyway, what I think that could help her is that she's she's awakened. She's an awakened soul. She understands, but there's more awakening that is meant to happen for her. I think what can help is to allow whatever people are saying to be experienced without judgment, without quick judgment. I think that once you are receiving a experience of a person, allow the experience of what they're saying to be received before you react to it. So understanding reaction versus what do they call it? Being reactive to something, and there's another word for it. But I'm just hearing stillness, like stillness. That's what I'm kind of seeing. I'm kind of seeing you can be reactive, or you can be still within what you're experiencing. But there's another word for it that I usually use. I say reactive in something else. But yeah, allowing what is heard to be heard and not being reactive to what is being said is basically what I was going to say. And I know that it seems like Amanda can be sensitive to how people perceive her. And I know that there are a lot of people in the media that they feel like they have to be. But I know I saw this, Amanda she was on like a news thingy one time. And before she had the full story or explanation of something, she clicked off and got offline because she was just like, I'm not going to argue with these people. They don't know what they're talking about. So it's kind of like when she said she's sure of herself, I think that sometimes there is a message in the people that we think are going to be how we are expecting them to be. So not expecting things, like not going off of what we expect, but allowing ourselves to understand, like maybe this person will be different. Maybe the experience will be different if I allow it to be different. Or maybe they'll be the same. But at least hear that person out. Hear the person out, hear the experience out, and maybe take the knowledge home and revisit it before you respond. Reaction versus response. Being able to respond to it versus react to it. So yeah. And being able to sit with those energies that may be difficult. Being able to sit with them and allowing them. Some of those experiences can be uncomfortable, and you have to be able to sit with them. And it's all about being awakened, understanding that spirit is sometimes challenging us through experiences that we expect to be a certain way. But again, spirit is always wanting it to be easier versus harder for us. So yeah, that is, I guess you can say, my nuts sense. and whatever. But I like Amanda. Nothing against her, and just this again. This is just portion of the experience or the conversation. So I may have to watch the whole thing before I give, whatevers and whatnots. But yeah. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna allow it to be what it is because usually I be making them long ass videos. But anyway, I love you guys. If you haven't subscribed. If you haven't liked the video, like it if you would like to. Comment if you would like to. If you like the nails, thank you. And yeah, until we speak again, toodaloo. I love you.
I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist. We can get away from these beach views and